In this video, we're going to discuss the hurt zone. So I've set up a little temple here that we're just going to explore. And as we walk through here, we see these two little statues waiting for us. If we enter into the zone, we trigger this trap here. Right now, we're not getting hurt because we're not being touched by the flame. But if we were to enter inside, we would get hurt by the flame. So let's take a look and see how that's done. We have a couple of different zones here. We're going to look at the zone that has the behavior on it first. So that's the hurt behavior. This one's relatively simple to set up. The amount of damage is indicated here. So you saw that I got hurt by 50 each time I passed through the zone. The timing is how often, how quickly. So if I were to stand in the zone for a period of time, then I'll continue to get hurt so long as I don't have this checkbox checked, which is hurt only once. So this would indicate 50 damage every second. So every time you see 1,000, I think milliseconds, it's one second. All right. Then we have the zone height, which is just how far above the zone can the player be and still be affected by that zone. Spawn at start is, we want that zone in this scenario to be active when the game starts so that when I walk through it does the hurt behavior. If we uncheck that box, I would be able to pass through no problem if I didn't activate the zone in some other way. We already talked about hurt only once. Obviously, if that's checked, I could pass through it a million times and only get hurt one time. And then lastly, we have the sound slot like we see oftentimes with these behaviors. But in my case, what I chose to do was add the sound to the next zone. So this is really just a regular trigger zone. And the reason that I needed the trigger zone was I've got logic links set up to both the light as well as the particles for the fire. Incidentally, in case you're wondering, I rotated those particles so that the flame would kind of come out horizontally. As you can see, it still kind of wants to drift up. So it was difficult to get exactly right, but close enough. But I needed that trigger zone to trigger the light and the flame because we can't activate something with this zone. Like I tried initially setting up triggers to the hurt zone and it just doesn't work that way. So you need that other one. But as you can see, you can layer these zones on top of one another so that they both work. And this one, obviously, I want it to be a lot larger so that I would activate the flame, give the player a chance to avoid the flame and the hurt damage altogether. So if I were to jump over the statues, for example, I wouldn't get hurt. So that'd be a good way to allow the player to make some choice and have some agency as to whether or not they get hurt. But as you can imagine, there's a lot of different ways this zone can be used. I chose flame because it was a little simpler to put together. But really anything that's going to hurt the player can just set up a trap accordingly. And we'll be doing more videos in the future on different kinds of traps. But this one was a simple one to show you real quick. So I hope you liked that. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to click the like button below. If you're new here or if you haven't yet already subscribed, now's a great time to do so, and I would really appreciate it. And lastly, if you'd like a notification whenever I post new videos, just click the bell icon and that'll give you a notification in your browser. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.